Welcome to sunny Winter Haven, Florida. I'm Lane Dog Bowers, and today I'm talking to those of you, if you've got a 2006 MasterCraft X7 and you want to find out which boom fits your boat, you come to the right place. So the bottom line you need to know is the easiest way to learn to water ski, wakeboard, slalom, and barefoot is on a Barefoot International boom, in case you didn't know that. And anyone from 4 years old to 400 pounds can learn to water ski, wakeboard, slalom, and barefoot at super slow speeds and without falling. So without further ado, let's talk about the MasterCraft X7. And by the way, if you don't have this particular boat, all you got to do is text or email me your boat year, make, and model, and I'll get back to you with exactly what you need. So anyway, let's talk about this boat. Someone requested this information. I decided it's almost easier to just make a video about it, and then I've got that archived and I can share that with everybody. So here we've got this is a mid-engine direct drive. It's got a windshield. If you look up here, the windshield ends right about where the ski pylon is. And so you really have two options here for a boom. You can either use a pylon mount boom. You technically have three, but the ones that most people are interested in is pylon mount boom, which would attach to this ski pylon, and you could either go out driver or passenger side. And then you also could use a tower mount boom. This, you always need to do your own measurements and make sure and confirm. But just from having looked at these boats a lot, and also, by the way, even MasterCraft uses different suppliers for their wakeboard towers. It's not always the same one. But on this particular tower, this looks like 2 1/4 to 2.5 inch round tubing. And so we could do a tower boom on that. My preference for this boat is that you would use a pylon mount boom. And the reason that I recommend that is, being a user and a teacher for many years with the Barefoot International boom and using it a lot, I find that the pylon mounted boom is easier to take on and off, and it's easier to adjust the height. Now, that's not that a tower boom's not awesome, but with a tower boom, you need to be in shallow water or next to a dock to put it on and off, because just the way we set it up. So what actually happens is, when it's set up properly, you should not be able to go to the front and connect the carabiner to the U-bolt underneath or to a cleat on top. If you can by yourself, then you don't have it set up properly. The cables, when properly set up the way we walk you through it when you purchase from the footer's edge, is we actually walk you through and describe exactly how to get those cables tight, so that when you're going to hook a tower boom cable, set of cables up to the front, either to the cleat or to the U-bolt underneath, you need someone else to put their hand on the end of the boom and press forward towards the bow in order to get enough release of tension to be able to hook that up. If that's not how your tower boom's set up, it's not set up properly, and it could be dangerous. So, just so you know. But, well, as long as I'm talking about tower booms, let's go ahead and talk here. So on this boat, what we do is, if we did a tower boom, there's 3 clamps. So what I would do is, you always want to put the main clamp of the tower boom as low as possible on the rear leg of the wakeboard tower. So basically, right here, as low as possible, you want your main clamp, and you want it slightly angled forward so it'd be, help you get out of the chine spray. And then you'd put one smaller clamp for the support arms for the tower boom up here, one in the rear leg, and then you'd put one on the front leg. It's important that you use both. And so anyway, you got those 3 clamps, and that's roughly where you'd put them. And I will put the link for the tower boom that you would need for this. I'd recommend the tower boom and also our B111 kids handle, unless you're not, because it helps you get even further out of the chine spray by putting the kids all the way at the end. It also reduces the diameter where the hands hold on to for smaller hands from a 2-inch diameter tubing of our tower boom to a 1-inch diameter tubing, which would be which is the size of a ski handle. So it's easier for small hands, little kids, to hold on to, and it gets them further out of the chine spray. So that's what I would do for the tower boom. And I will put the link for the correct tower boom combo that I recommend for this boat. Now for the pylon mount boom, what I'd recommend is, because now you could go out either side on this. You could either go out driver's side, which I personally like, just because I'm usually the guy teaching and driving, so I like to be closer to the skier. But there's no right or wrong answer. You can go out the passenger side, and with our universal boom that I would recommend for this, you could, what it'll do is it'll angle back, and then the first bend is meant to rest against the back of the seat. It also has a boom pad on there that'll protect the back of the seat, but it's meant to, for safety, to rest up against the back of the seat if you go out driver's side, so that if you were to, say, pull some big strong dude who's hanging on, say he's barefooting, and he tumbles around, which I do not recommend, but let's just say this, it could easily happen. It happens all the time. People, don't know the right way to do it, and I love giving you that information for free. So anybody who wants it, I've got it for you, from water skiing, wakeboard, slalom, and barefooting. But say a big strong guy's holding on the boom. He tumbles around. He sets his feet in wrong. He falls violently, but he's so strong that he hangs on, and then it puts a lot of pressure on the boom, which is no problem for our boom. Our boom can totally handle that. The pylon, the boat, everything's safe. But if his hands slip off after creating all that tension, the boom could recoil, jump up, and hit the driver in the back or on the neck in a case where he let go. Now, because we manufactured that bend that actually goes around the seat and then brings it out the side, that first bend is meant to sit against the back of the seat. It doesn't hurt your seat, and it protects you, the driver, from the boom jumping all over the place in that unusual case of a big, strong guy holding on and then letting go and recoiling. So just to let you know, that's how we do it. Or you could go, same thing, you could put it out passenger side. One thing about going out driver's side that is nice for some people is that the boom is actually going behind the seat, and out here in between the gap between the end of the windshield, and on this one you've got, remember this, you've got this gap here between the end of the windshield and the beginning of the rear leg of the tower. One nice advantage of that is that I lost my train of thought here. Oh yeah, is that the boom is behind the seat. So it's kind of out of the way. It's no problem going out this side, but then you got people stepping over it and occasional person trip on it. It's still got a boom pad, so it's not going to hurt anybody, but it's just something to keep in mind. The other thing I'm going to recommend with this, and I'll put it in the link in the quote, or like I said, you guys email me, text me. I've got the information. Where is that information? I'll put it here. You can text me your boat, make, model, year to this number right here. And I'll text you back everything you need, or if you email me, you can also email me your boat, your make and model to thefootersedge@gmail.com. Either of those, and then I'll get back to you with everything you need. But what I recommend is a B107 height adjuster, because if you look here, it's kind of hard to tell in these pictures. You can kind of tell here, but that ski pylon looks like it's right up against the upholstery of this engine cover. So what I like to do, depending on if you put that boom clamp low because you want your boom high, for instance, you might have to push that down, and then you go to open your engine cover and maybe it hits it, or you don't want it to scratch it. So what you could do, use a height adjuster and then put your boom higher, and then you run the height adjuster down, and then you could put that way there's no blocking whatsoever between your pylon and the engine cover. So a nice little feature to have there. So, and it's easier to adjust the height of the boom without moving your boom clamp. So there we have it. That's what I recommend for this boat. I recommend, and it's not, if you're dead set on a tower boom, it's no problem. Just realize that with the pylon mount boom, it's quicker and easier to adjust the height of it, okay? And if you want to be out in the lake where you put the boom on or take it off, that's also can be done easily. You can have someone go through the walkthrough, unhook the carabiner, and then you can lift the boom up, disassemble it, and break it in pieces and put it in the side of the boat. With a tower boom, you both for putting it on and taking it off, you need to be next to a dock or in shallow water. So, and then if you want to adjust the height on it, the easiest way to adjust the height on it, it is adjustable. There's two arms. One would come off of either here or here to the boom, and one here, two arms coming down. You can adjust these arms, but it takes time, and you need to, again, be next to a dock or shallow water to unpin them and adjust them. So what I recommend for someone using a tower boom is the easiest and quickest way that all the pros would do it if they were teaching on a tower boom is just move someone 6 inches. A 200-pound guy or a 100-pound person that moves 6 inches, any adult-sized person that moves is going to change the boom height. So if you need to get it down for a little kid in the water, just have someone move closer to the boom, depending on which side the boat is going on. If you need it higher, just have one bird. Don't have a bunch, otherwise it changes it dramatically, and you can move it just like that. So don't panic if that's, if you need to move boom height, it's easy just by shifting weight. With the, like I said, but with the pylon mount boom, you can adjust it, easier on the pylon. So anyway, you guys, there's the information about the MasterCraft 2006 MasterCraft X7 Barefoot National Boom option. There's those two options. And once again, you can email me your information to thefootersedge@gmail.com. You can also text me your information if you need to. But that's it for today. And do me a favor, if you know anybody who'd appreciate this or share it on the forums or whatever, please like the video, leave me a comment, and share it around on social media. I'd really appreciate it. God bless you guys, and expect a miracle.